So this is our video log for day 107, which was yesterday, and I'm recording it this morning for the reasons which I'll explain, which is kind of relevant to the blog anyway. To sum up in a nutshell, all the things I want to talk about is this run is so much more. It's so much more than the run. It's about. It's not about everything but the run, but it's about so much more than it. I just can't believe the number of things I've learnt along the way, or the people I've met, the experiences I've had, talking to radio stations on the fly, just, getting a phone call, and having to do an interview then and there on the spot in the middle of a marathon. It's just experience you can't buy. And now to be confident in that. Anyway, so yesterday, what did I do specifically? It was awesome to meet up with a guy called Mike LaRue, who's an awesome ultrathon runner and Ultraman. Ultraman's like, Iron Man. It's like 180k bike ride, 4k swim, and marathon run. It's like double that distance, so it's an ultrathon version of that. Like he won that in Hawaii and stuff like that. Now he's just keen on the running, so he's doing the Grand Slam of ultra running. So it was just awesome to catch up with someone who really sort of connects and understands like the whole ultra running thing, and so that was great to have a lunch with him yesterday. And then following on from that, went and had a coffee with a guy called Curtis Pitt, who's the member for Mulgrave. It's the area in Cairns here for state government, so he's ALP, and he was previously the member or the Minister for Disabilities, Mental Health and Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander Services. And it was just really cool to catch up with him, chat some mental health stuff, chat about my story, chat about his story. I've never had an in-depth conversation with a politician before, and that was just an awesome experience to learn from what drives him, what motivates him, what kind of stuff he does, and why. And so that was really good. And then I headed out to a place, some people who offered to have me out for the night, and that was just brilliant because the guy I was staying with, his brother and some other guys had kayaked up the Cape, up the coast once, so they knew a fair bit about it, had a bit of understanding. They also had a mate who had cycled up, so pretty much the route that I'm going. So he came round and we all stared at a map and really chatted through what I had planned, all the remaining questions I had about stuff. And I must say I'm feeling pretty confident now that, look, essentially it's doable, it's going to be quite an adventure. There's not everything I can plan perfectly here, but I'm going to have to do it a bit on the run, so that'll be good. But it's without a doubt just going to be the absolute highlight of this trip. And it's so important. I just remember thinking, 1,000 kilometres ago, man, if it wasn't for that Cape section, I would just quit. I would give up, because the point of this is not to run on a highway. I was getting so sick of that. The point of it was the adventure and the exploration and stuff like that. That's what I was looking for, not just this mindless running, just day after day on a highway or a road or something like that, just slogging out Ks for the purpose of covering a distance. I don't care about that, but it was always me looking forward to the Cape that sort of kept me going. And so I'm really excited about it now because I am pretty well prepared. I've got a whole lot of gear, new gear. I'll show you the tent, and I've got this mat and stuff like that, and whatever else, and I'll talk you through the actual route tonight because I'm just on the street now and I can't get videos out and stuff like that. But I'll talk you through the plan in detail. The one other thing was like, I imagine, okay, so people, what does it mean to be unsupported? It can mean at times that, you've got to manage absolutely everything yourself. And so, like last night, I wanted to back up my phone again. I was having all sorts of problems with that. I wanted to get all the pictures and videos off it. And I bought a hard drive to store all that on, so I could use the computer at this guy's place and put it onto the hard drive. But it sort of took 3 hours to get it off the phone onto the computer, and then I was getting up later on in the night at 4 o'clock in the morning trying to work out how to get it then onto the hard drive, and realizing that troubleshooting it, found out I had to reformat the hard drive, and I'm no IT guru, but spent about an hour at 4 o'clock in the morning learning how to reformat hard drives from NTFS, that was the acronym, for Windows, basically, to make it compatible with a Mac. And I'm like, man, I'm just meant to be running marathons. I'm not meant to be doing this IT stuff, but that's what I felt at the time. I'm like, you know what? It is about that. It is about all these things. It's about learning how to just freely chat with a politician or an elite athlete, or just dealing with all these problems. And it's funny, I was chatting to a girl in a hostel I stayed at the Dreamtime, and I was telling her about the experience and saying, I think I have, I was talking about how I'd go into sports psych because of this sort of, lends itself to that. And she said, no, from listening to you talk for the last sort of 2 or 3 minutes about what you do, she said, you know more about marketing than my boss does. You know more about business than, the financial side of stuff. And just, like she was saying, what you do is like, you are your own business, and you have to micromanage absolutely everything, every side of things. And she's saying, you sound like you've learnt so much about absolutely everything, how to control them, not control the media, but like make things happen with the media, run a social media campaign, organise all the logistics of actually making things happen, because at the end of the day, and this is what she reinforced, she said, your life is on the line if you don't, it all has to happen, and your goals and dreams, everything are on the line. So I don't know, she was very right, and I was kind of flattered when she said that, and it made me really start to appreciate the whole thing, not just the running, not just the getting A to B, it's just like everything else I've learned. So I don't know, yesterday was kind of cool, and that kind of summed it all up, and today, I'll let you know how today goes once I get to the end of the day. Alright, cheers, bye.